My name is Brad Hayes. I'm the owner of Kava House in Wilmington, Ohio.
Perfect. And how long have you been in business?
It will be 10 years, October 24th. It's kind of a long story. I'll try to shorten it down. Ever since I was a teenager, I wanted to have my own food service establishment way back when it was going to be a full-blown restaurant bar. And as I got older, I decided I want something a little smaller, a little homier feel, a little cozier. So when we purchased the building, the house that Kava House is in, it was supposed to be a hot dog and ice cream shop. We started the renovations, and my wife woke me up early one morning after tearing some plaster off the wall and finding this awesome looking brick, and said that the house was too fancy for hot dogs and we had to come up with a better idea. So the Kava House, as it is today, is all because my wife shattered my dreams of having a hot dog shop. So then her and I got together and we started brainstorming what we're good at, what we like, and what would go over well in Wilmington. And we said there wasn't a traditional kind of European style coffee shop. So that's what we went for. We both love to bake. We have tons of family recipes. We come from awesome cooks and bakers from our grandparents and moms and aunts and uncles. So we decided to do a little coffee shop where we baked everything from scratch. Okay, so Kava's kind of expanded over the years. We started off with an espresso machine and 3, 4, 5 homemade baked goods a day. No lunch options whatsoever. After we were open a few months, we realized we had to have some type of food at lunch, even if it was something small. So we added homemade soup and homemade bread to the menu. And that was our only lunch item for several years. The baked goods kind of evolved from pies and cakes and cookies to scones. And what we found out is if you run out of a pie, you can't just whip up another pie. But the scone recipe I came up with allowed us to have scones ready to be baked at any time. So it's involved from doing a lot of different baked goods to really focusing on the scones, and they were selling really well. And so probably one of the things we're best known for are scones. It's a pretty unique recipe. On a Friday, we'll sell anywhere between 100 to 150 individual scones. We do different, I think we counted one time, we've done, 90 different flavors, varieties of scones, which we're really proud of, and it gives our bakers creativity to come up with different flavors all the time. But over the years, we decided to add pizzas and sandwiches and calzones to the menu, along with the soup. We added salads about a year or so ago, thanks to my wonderful friend and chef, Jennifer Perky, who joined us about a year and a half ago. And everything's made from scratch. So the sandwich bread, the calzone dough, the pizza dough, we make all that fresh every single morning. I like to think that there's more than just one thing that people think of when they think of Kava. The scones have definitely kind of put us on the map because they're not what you would call a traditional American scone. They kind of stand on their own. They go great with coffee or tea, but you don't have to have a drink with them. They're pretty moist and tender. But it's not just that. It's the whole experience. The house that we're in was built in 1860. It's a very unique building. My wife was the driving force behind how it's decorated and the feel of the room. It's a very cozy, comfy feel. When we were coming up with our concept, we wanted you to feel like you were sitting in your family room having a cup of coffee with a friend. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job of accomplishing that. And we hire people who are people.
Yeah.
I like to think that we have awesome customer service. You know, when people come in here, we want them to feel like they're a friend, they're part of the family, and we banter back and forth with them, and we know about their day and what's going on in their lives. So it's not just food, it's just not service, but it's a whole sense of community when you come here.
Yeah. The reason they continue?
I think it's all of the above. There's a lot of places you can get great food, and there's some unique buildings in town, and there's some great customer service, and I like to think we have the whole package. Well, this kind of blew my mind a little bit. I think of us as a small shop in Wilmington and Clinton County, Ohio, and that's who we serve. And every once in a while, we'll walk out on the porch and see somebody we don't know and ask them how everything was and where they're from. And I'm starting to get more and more people from the Cincinnati area, the Columbus area. So we're having people who are traveling 30, 40, 50 minutes. And when I ask them, oh, what brings you to Wilmington? They say Kava Haus, which I'm a fairly humble person. That still blows my mind after 10 years that people would drive that far just to come to our little coffee shop. Probably the fact that we've been open 10 years. Food service is a tough industry. We are truly blessed with some incredibly hard workers. Our general manager, Jacqueline, is absolutely phenomenal. I used to say that you'll never find somebody who loves your business more than you do. And I think I was wrong because she does. So between her, Jen Perky, my wife, the awesome support we've had from my parents from day one, and Trisha's parents, I'm proud of the whole thing. Pretty much the things that I've talked about. Awesome atmosphere, wonderful food, and great customer service. So some people in town know this, but not a lot do. Before we purchased the house, when my wife and I first started dating, we actually had our first kiss in this house back in, I think it was 1992. And for the next 20 years, every time we would drive by the house, we would call it our house. Some friends of ours had it, and there was a party, and so that's kind of where we always joke that our love began in this house, and it will end in this house. Just that Kava Haus has been expanding over the years. We have a second location that we franchised in Xenia, Ohio, run by Ellie Smedley, who's doing a phenomenal job out in Xenia. Jen and I have opened another restaurant in Wilmington called Trail House. A little different concept than Kava. It's more of a restaurant than a coffee shop. Still almost everything made from scratch. Tons of specials all the time. People in Wilmington know of Jen from her history at the General Denver, and she is just an incredible chef. And we're doing some awesome things out there, and we're going to keep expanding that menu as we go. And to wrap it up, we're inviting everybody out on October 21st. That's the celebration of our 10th anniversary. For whatever reason, we never did a ribbon cutting when we opened, so we're actually going to have our ribbon cutting only 10 years late. And if anybody knows me, I'm a great procrastinator, so that makes perfect sense. We're having tons of giveaways and discounts. We're having some special merchandise made. And we're really hoping it's a huge community event. And we would love to see everybody out there about 10 o'clock on October 21st. One last thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't say how truly blessed I am. The support of the community over the years has been just incredible. The support of my wife, my parents, my kids, Emma, Josie, Simon. They've put up with this crazy dream for 10 years, and they knew how important it was to me to try to make this work. It's been a dream of mine for a long time, and without those wonderful people in my life, this would have never happened. So I just want to say thank you to all of Wilmington and Clinton County, and especially my family. Thank you for making this crazy dream come true.